question for him. So let's get to our replay, shall we? We need to go to a gearing. Here's our gearing. And this is Comrade Tashkent in the gearing. This will be our last replay. So no torps is weird, Tank Buster, but think of it this way. That means you just don't have to worry about thinking about using them. How many times do you get killed trying to fire off your torpedoes at something? Well, now you don't have to worry about that, do you? All right, so here's our gearing. Gearing is the tier 10 American destroyer, and frankly, she's... A lot of people consider Fletcher better. Tier for tier, Fletcher is probably better than the gearing. Why? Because the gearing is a little bit on the sluggish side. It's a little bit difficult because the concealment on it isn't as great unless you use the unique upgrade. If you use the unique upgrade, it helps your concealment, but it hurts your gun capabilities and your torpedoes. So a lot of people just struggle with the gearing. The big thing about the gearing is that she's got really comfortable long-range torpedoes that reach out to 16.5 kilometers. Now, what makes her different with these torpedoes at 16.5 kilometers compared to Shikishima is that these torpedoes are actually very stealthy. So you get a lot of people who, when they play gearing, they play her what we call a gearing kaze. You play it off on the flanks, and you just keep luck-chucking torpedoes left and right into caps, towards battleships, because the torpedoes have such long legs that they're going to hit stuff, and they're going to do damage, and they're going to flood things and kill things, and you're going to feel good about yourself. The problem, though, is your concealment. If you do this, all right? Yeah, great flooding chance. Let's say you put on the standard concealment system. You have almost 6 kilometer concealment. This makes it difficult to compete against other destroyers on caps and stuff like that. So, and judging by the fact that you're a torpedo build, okay, you're playing her like a gearing Cossack. That's fine. You can also gun build a gearing, and she's fine. But the problem is when you put the unique upgrade on, if you look, you do have better detection, but torpedo reload is 5% longer, and then also dispersion of shells fired by enemies attacking. So that's like half, because it's 10% for concealment. But you lose 15% main battery reload time. So you see a lot of people in King of the Sea play this because it gets you to essentially Shimakaze concealment, but you get a Murrigan smoke, and you got Murrigan torpedoes. And this is very much a COTS style build, which is okay. If you get in a 1v1 with another destroyer, you actually could lose because your main battery reload time is so abysmal. Reload time is 3.5 seconds. Q. 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 Now let's drop this for a second. Without that module, it's 3 seconds. And then if we go to a gun spec, you shave off a full second in reload. So you can make it a gunboat, or you can make it a torpedo boat. You just really have to decide which of the two you want. And if you're going to run the unique upgrade, you're going to probably want to go torpedoes, because, you know, it's hard to try to put the everything back up there. The smoke mod works well, yeah. So let's take a look at the build now that we've talked about all this stuff. Main armaments mod 1, absolute great choice. No real other choice you can put on here. You do have a choice between engine boost and defensive anti-air. You should always run an engine boost. Unless you're divisioning with a carrier, then I would run defensive anti-air fire. So you might as well run the engine boost mod. That's fine. Slot 3. Now you've run torpedo tubes modification 1. That helps your torpedo speed. They go a little bit faster. They get to the enemy quicker. Yay. You've got, more importantly, less risk of torpedoes being incapacitated. If you're going to go with torpedo tubes mod 3 here, with a 50% increase in torpedo tubes becoming incapacitated, you probably want to go with torpedo tubes mod 1 to kind of counteract that, okay? Now, you could run the smoke generator here. The smoke generator here works really well if you are a competitive player and you're looking for that competitive edge. If you're in a division with somebody else who's dependent on the smoke, say somebody's at Des Moines or whatnot, the smoke generator mod is great. But if you're not, if you're just playing by yourself solo, this isn't going to help you much. So I agree with Tashkent's decision to go with torpedoes here. If you're going to go gun build, obviously, you're probably going to go for aiming systems. Propulsion is a good choice here. Your maneuverability is fine at 3.26 seconds rudder shift, so that's fine to go propulsion. Here's your improved hull concealment, your unique upgrade, and then finally torpedo tubes. That's fine. I don't know if it's a special captain or not. If it's a special captain, it should be Ovechkin because you get the extra buff to survivability expert. If it's not, okay. Let's look at your build. You've got preventative maintenance. Now this helps reduce your risk of torpedoes and guns and engines and rudder being broken, which is very good to have. This is the core build. You start with preventative maintenance, then you go into last stand, then you do usually superintendent or survivability expert. I'd probably start with survivability expert. You go concealment, fine. Um, I don't know about superintendent. I don't think I'd run superintendent. What? Now the outro, observe the timing? What are you talking about? Oh, okay. The timing of that song. Fair enough. I would not run superintendent. How many smokes do you get with super? You get 3. How many engine boosts? You get 4. You get 4, so it's a 3 standard. I would honestly, I would drop superintendent and I would pick adrenaline rush. As you take damage, the ability to luck chuck torpedoes more rapidly and also boost your gun DPM is huge in a game. Versus 1 additional smoke or whatever. I think adrenaline rush is a better pick. You went with fill the tubes. If you're playing a torpedo focused destroyer, that's perfectly fine. And I like your choice of radio location, which means you don't need to worry about grease the gears. You went with liquidator for an extra 30% chance of flooding. I don't know that you need that. What's your flooding chance right now? 468% with the flooding chance flags as well. If you drop that, what could you pick up instead? You could go consumables and specialists, and I'll tell you what, if you're running superintendent for that extra charge, having the ability to use those consumables more rapidly is probably going to give you more utility than liquidator, in my opinion. So I would probably change to consumables, but whatever. And then signals, you got anti-det, you've got fire extinguishing, fire and flood, fire chance, speed, consumables, and smoke. It's fine. Alternately, if you don't want to run smoke, you can go with anti-air if you want. Okay? Let's go ahead and get into the replay then and see how the game works out for you, okay? We don't know if it's a death pick or not, so I went ahead and took a screenshot already. Bring up the HUD. Let me put the replay render on the proper video for the hearing. And here we go. So, what do we got here? Straight tier 10. No, actually there's a few 9s, but there's no supers, so that's good. So let's take a look at your competition here. Okay, your opponents. It's a sub, whatever. Trump, you'll outspot. Yu Yang, you'll outspot. With the unique upgrade, you will definitely outspot. Without the unique upgrade, what is the Yu Yang's detection? 5.8. So you need the unique upgrade to outspot. Same thing with the Summers. So good thing you had that. Summers is very much the same thing as a gearing Kaze build. You build it for torpedoes. So if you have a gearing and you have a torp build on it, it's fantastic with the Summers. Alvaro de Bazan. Lots of destroyers here. Now, Alvaro de Bazan, you outspot, but you do not want to get into a gunfight with him. Lu? Whatever. Could be a problem, could not be. It really depends on the player. Smolensk, you gotta watch out for him. He will melt you to smithereens. Wujing, FPG, Republic, Thunder, Wisconsin. These are your food. If you get spotted by them and they shoot back at you, that's on you. I will tell the wife you guys appreciate her generosity. Yeah, I will. Absolutely. And I appreciate the generosity of Taro, SF, and Cobra getting us to 1 and then later a second hype train that enabled the extension of the stream. Cheers. You think you will just weigh I'm stuck in battle? Wife is waiting for date night now that I know I can keep Zath for 18 more minutes. We'll wait a bit. Oh, okay. Now, the map is Okinawa. I don't know that I like that you went here first, because if you look at it, this is a very DD-heavy map, for one. And you and the small end are together. Hayate is right there, and Elbing is leaving this way. You know what that means? No vision. So I would have rather seen you going straight at the ACAP to start. Still, if you're going to chill with the small end, then maybe the two of you guys together can absolutely murderize something. Your torpedoes will break on the small end, so you need to slow down or speed up. One of the two. You're going to choose to speed up. Now here I wouldn't actually aim at torpedoing the Yu Yang. Instead, I would aim at torpedoing a battleship. Small end stopped in your smoke. That's good. I would have set a smoke screen or something so the small end knows that you're going to smoke for him. Be very careful here. This is extremely risky, what you're doing here. You're like charging the Yu Yang's smoke. And you don't have any way to defend yourself here. You like risky? I don't. Not with a Smolensk right there. No, thank you. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Not gonna play with that. So you put yourself in a position now where you're gonna have to try to get out here, and you have to hope that this Yu Yang stays in smoke, and he doesn't. Which means now you get to deal with the Smolensk shooting at you. Don't you feel lucky? There's OW number 1. And you got a DCP, but you gotta wait till you get outside of vision range, so there's OW number 2. Here comes OW number 3. And you gotta hope that the next follow-up cell from the Smolensk misses you. If he sets you on fire, you are screwed. That's the problem with moving up to that island right there. See, Troy Bat, hello. Small berries will fill you full of holes. Exactly right. Now, if you're lucky, he's gonna sit and smoke and take your torpedoes. And he doesn't have Hydra running, if you're lucky. We'll find out. Now, don't you wish you had Adrenaline Rush? You just lost half your HP. You'd have a 10% buff to everything right now, right? Guns and torpedoes. Makes you even more effective as a torpedo boat. Now you're trying to form a murder squad with the Smolensk to come to the B cap, but he doesn't seem to be interested in that. I would hold my torpedoes. If you want to get into B, that's fine. I would fire my torpedoes through the channel, though. And just luck chuck them that way. I wouldn't go farther, and I certainly wouldn't go through the channel just yet. High risk, high reward, yes. And in this case, reward was not his. What are you doing? Alright, so it's the Trump. Here's where you could actually go crash the island and then smoke in 10 seconds. That's what I would probably do. I don't like you stopping early like this, though. I definitely don't like you stopping early like this. This is going to be problematic for you. And look, the Smolensk is shooting at you again. I might even not shoot here. I would not shoot. I don't want the Smolensk to take a guess shot and kill me. Because you know that you got the Tromp. The other thing is you have to be thinking the Tromp is probably going to be torpedoing you. So I think it's better to be focused on maneuvering here and less on trying to do damage. Also, side note, if you had Adrenaline Rush, even more DPM right now. Which would be very sexy. Tromp did not torpedo you. I'm surprised. I don't know if this is a short replay, Duckman. I'm gonna guess it's not, because this is Comrade Tashkent, and he's pretty. I would say pretty sufficient in destroyers capabilities. Nice guesswork there. Figuring that the Alvaro is turning and going to the side, which means he's probably going to luck chuck torpedoes at you, so I wouldn't keep backing up here. I'd be moving forward. Nice kill, though. Summers torpedoes your Elbing. Eesh. Yeah, I don't like the backing up here. This is really bad. If the Alvaro de Bizan torpedoed you, you're dead right here. Oh look, he torpedoed you. Very fortunate you pulled forward. Absolutely torpedo the Thunderer. Now here's the thing. You just changed to guns, and now you're going back to torps. Now you're back to guns again. You just told the Thunder you tossed torpedoes his way. Assuming he's running priority target. If he's not running priority target, he doesn't have any clue that that's coming. That's why I love priority target so much. You're trying to get the Smallland to back off? I agree, because he should be focusing the repub right now. You gotta win that flank. You absolutely need to win that flank. You have to secure it. Hey, the Thunderer doesn't have party target where he just completely ignored it, but he's gonna pay the price for that ignorance right there. He's gonna take 1, 2, 3 torpedoes, make it 4? 3 torpedoes. Is that a sticky flood though? No, he DCP'd the flood. And I know you want to get him on fire, but your smoke is ending, so you only have maybe 1 shot, and that's it. I like the trigger discipline here. Is the range too short, not too short to trigger party target? Kerensky, anytime, hi by the way, anytime you are targeting somebody with your guns, it ticks up. So if he's targeting the Thunder with guns right now, his party target ticks up by 1. He's on torpedoes right now, so it will not tick up. Good players zigzag periodically. That is true, Wolfie. That is very true. No. Party target does not have a minimum range. It is based on the range of the gun. So right now, the Wisconsin, if he has priority target, it ticks up 1 because he's being targeted by Tashkent's guns. I like the decision to back up here and take the shots. You are in no position to try to help secure A with the sub and the Smolensk, especially the Smolensk being there. All of your battleships have left the area, so the Smolensk gets to play his game. And you don't want to deal with that. Now the Summers, you don't know where the Summers is, and you can very easily luck chuck torpedoes at your smoke. So you got to be very cautious about this. You're continuing to shoot the Wisconsin. He turns towards you, but he shoots way the heck off in the difference. You learned so much? Well, good. That's why we're here. Only firing 1 salvo. The Smallland has Summers torpedoes on him. So that means the Summers is probably heading towards him. I would be luck chucking torpedoes at the Wujing. Or you could luck chuck him at the Smolensk again. That's not a bad idea. You're probably hoping that the Smolensk is pushing but without hydro, or his hydro just expired, which is fine. And frankly, the Wujing is probably going to get farmed down anyway. There's 2 battleships and a Petra over there. If they can't deal with a single Wujing, that's on them, right? So now, just go to sea. You've got a free cap at sea. Just go to sea. Unfortunately, your smoke will prevent you from spotting the Smolensk if the Smolensk charges the B cap. You won't know it. Well, now you don't have to worry about the Smolensk, do you? Oldest trick in the book. Torpedo the smoke. See, Duckman, I told you this was going to be a full game replay. You're going to torp your small end buddy, but it doesn't matter because team torps don't matter. Small end is going to gun down the Summers, which is good. Get the next Stream Raiders going for y'all. And no, it didn't look good for a while, but enough factors kind of worked in place. You miss friendly fire? I kind of do too, frankly. Friendly fire was great for, you know, yelling at people, right? That torpedoed you and stuff. My favorite was torpedoing this way with a cruiser that's going this way, and then you know what they did? They made a crazy Ivan and took the torpedoes. I always love that. I always love when your teammates do crazy Ivans. Hashtag Team Ocean Map. So yeah, the only thing that I can say for you, Tashkent, I would be running Adrenaline Rush. That would have helped you so much in this game. Hashtag Team Killing. Wife wins, gotta run. All right, wife should win. Always win, right? Now, you got to be thinking The Summers is quite low, if you're running the mod that tells you that. The Repub is going to get farmed down. Who cares? So it's the Thrasher. And frankly, if the Thrasher tries to shotgun you, he might do enough damage to kill you at this range. Radio locations pointing at the direction of the Summers. And there's the Thrasher. So all ships are accounted for now. Now it's just clean up aisle 5. That's okay. Chat, we're getting close to the end of the stream. I'm gonna just put my rerun link in the chat there. If y'all would be willing to toss a lurk over there, I'd very much appreciate that. I appreciate all you guys tuning in today. This has been a very fun stream. I don't like shooting here. If you shoot here, you tell the Summers where you are, and the Summers can luck check torps your way. So I don't like that decision. No, toss a lurk, not lurk a toss, Dr. Shatz. Which means open up another browser tab and just have that up if you want. If you're willing to support me that way. You don't have to, of course. Yeah, I know you're being funny. Cheeky fellow. Well, that's a dead sub. Which means all that's left is the Smolensk. Or, Summers. Your silly jokes. It's all good, it's all good. Nothing wrong with silly jokes, man. I'd rather laugh, joke, have a good time, than like be serious, try hard, angry, and like cut people down. Like, to me, that's not worth it. Some people do that though. It's on them. All right. Anyway, nicely done. 10k XP. You must be running some good flags, or maybe you just have some insane. Not bad. Not bad. You come in second place, the Smolensk. I mean, this was a good map for the Smolensk, not so good for you. It's an okay game for you with all the destroyers, but the Smolensk, I mean, right? I'm sure he was salivating when he saw all those destroyers that he could radar and gun down. So let's see. Smolensk, lol, 1 torpedo hit for the death. Looks like, oh wait. Okay, you hit him, and then he flooded 1 tick, and that was enough to kill him. That's pretty funny. Trump, another torpedo hit. Varda Bazan. This was just blind fire. Great. 3 torpedo hits on the Thunderer. Very nice. And the Wisconsin looks like no torpedo hits. 69 giggity HE hits, causing fires. Ad starting soon. Let's take a look at your... So you're running blue boosters, looks like. Okay. Not a bad choice with a tier 10 because, of course, there's super ships that you can get towards. And let's pull up the replay render tool. Chat, this is our last replay, so if you guys have questions, anything you want to ask me about, ask now. And I'd love to hear for you guys a title, possible title for this replay. Zemensky, Petro, Kreml. It depends, Shats, on where your Kuznetsov is. Where's your Kuznetsov? And if you don't have Kuznetsov, why don't you have Kuznetsov? Blind fire is not a bad idea. I'm also gonna put down risks as an idea because he took a big risk early on and it definitely did not pay off. I need to put up a poll. I'll answer that in a sec, Dr. Schatz, for other people who might be stuck in the ad break, okay? Which replays to YouTube? Montana. Full Monty, we're going to call that one. That's SFNL's game. Gdansk. Flip side, because those two were the same battle. Uganda. Utspa. Alabama. Hesitation. And then Gearing. As the working title, I'm just going to put Risk, okay? So, Chat, you all get the chance to vote. Which replay or replays did you find the most helpful, the most educational, the ones that should make it to YouTube? Please vote now. Everybody gets one vote. You should be able to use additional channel points to get multiple because this is, of course, Chicago style voting. Hi, Jake. Jake, we're just about to end. So, if people are willing to do so, go ahead and toss a lyric over there. Party Parrot. There you go. Nice. All right, Dr. Schatz, you said Kuznetsov. So Kuznetsov, you want to put on either. If you play the Soviet battleships more frequently, then you put them on Kremlin. If you play the Soviet cruisers more frequently, specifically Petro, put them on the Petro. You can't go wrong with either. You just got to choose. Which one do you prefer to play better? That's where you put them. All right. And hey, big thanks to Tashkent for sending that replay in. That was a very fun replay to look at. A lot of good stuff that I think we can all learn there. I demonstrated the power of Adrenaline Rush, so that's